brought you a report from another city.
Yes? Which city did you go to?
I visited the Horde in Ignadon.
The Horde? Stronghold of our old enemy. So, tell me about their strength.
They're prepared, well-disciplined, and they're developing new weaponry. But they are short on manpower.
I had heard they were recruiting. How are their forces distributed?
Their attention is focused largely on the Alps, but they haven't forgotten the other factions. I think their main concern is being attacked if they decide to take on the Alps.
At least they seem to have recognized who their real enemy is. Thank you for your report.
About my support. Is there anything else that I can do for you?
You seem to take this seriously. That's good. Since I can't pass off my duties onto you, you will have to make yourself useful in another way. The cultivators are constantly bothering me with their requests. That needs to stop. Oh, and Erdor hasn't sent back any reports from the World Heart lately. Find out if he's all right, and if he needs anything. As you can see, there's always something to do here.
You should learn all laws if you want to stay here.
Save yourself some work. That's what the Albs would have done to a pathetic shit like you. It's ridiculous they even let you in here. But you aren't the first one who's tried something with me, so I won't make a big deal out of it.
Why aren't you in a den with the other Berserkers?
Fuck the Berserkers. I don't have anything more in common with them. They would have exiled me to the valley sooner or later, so I beat them to the punch and left. Fuck them and their laws. You can have it much easier here.
Your reputation precedes you.
Let's just say, that crap-stained skinflap of a man was shooting his mouth off about me, and he didn't have anything better to say about you. It's about time someone pays him a visit. Now, you're the one to do it. That lying shit is telling people I killed a family out in the Badlands. Total fucking bullshit. I killed 5 families out in the Badlands. Parading around out there. Hardly a weapon between them. Like they wanted to die. Those dipshits got themselves killed. And now, Riley spread it all around the dome. He's even got some of the guards believing his yabber. But if someone else were to shut him up, I'd be in the clear, and those guards would be off my back. Take care of him, and I'll make it worth your while.
You need to learn respect for others.
What? You think I'm a child? So piss off, or I'll give you your head on a plate.
Give people some respect, and you won't need to fight.
Let me tell you something right now. I'm gonna give your whore of a mother a reason to cry. Come here.
Those guys are completely screwed. No argument.
What the fuck?
Keep a weapon. Finally, sense.
All right. You've made your point, so leave me alone.
You had better leave people alone from now on.
I got it.
From now on, keep your hands off the outlaws.
And if I don't?
Then you'd better find a bodyguard before I come back for you.
All right, fuck it. You get your wish.
Smart decision. About Brabeck. You needn't worry about Brabeck. He'll leave you alone.
Leave me alone? He won't do that while he still draws breath. Oh, please tell me you didn't appeal to his conscience. He hasn't got one.
Don't worry. I made things clear to him. He won't be back.
Well, okay. Thank you. Thank you, that's what I wanted to hear. Wow, I might actually live through this year now. Thank you. Thank you. Here, this is for you.
Let's trade.
Okay.
What do you care who I serve? Hey, traveler. Is your throat dry? Are your feet aching? Whatever your problem, I have what you need. One good swig will cure all worries, and that's guaranteed.
How's business?
Now that everyone is paying credit, roaring. Not many people aren't happy to pay on credit. It's me that's holding the bill and hoping to get paid before I run out of supplies. Speaking of which, do you know where I can get any food supplies? I'll pay real shards to get more food supplies in.
I can help you if the job pays. Really pays.
Pays? You mean you want more than I offered? You want to exploit my situation? Then you can forget it.
Do you have any news to go with that drink?
News? I presume you're talking about news from in here. I don't hear anything much from the outside now the city gates are sealed. Now, the future of the domed city is the only topic people are concerned about right now. That's pretty much all of the conversation. There's been peace in here for years, but right now, well, we're all set for things to boil over. I don't want to say it's the cleric's fault. It's always easy to blame the people in charge, isn't it? But who else do we blame? The berserkers, the outlaws, the separatists? Me? I find it best not to blame anyone.
Do you want to trade?
I still serve you even though the other people complain about it.
What do you want, York?
You sent someone to me because you seem to be a...
What do you want from me? To drive me off? Or maybe even have me killed? You don't scare me. Your people are a plague upon this land. Although, there is something different about you. Do you usually spend time with people like us?
I was an Alp myself once.
Yes. You stopped taking Elex. That is rare, which makes me question how you did it.
Yes, you can say that, but we need more proof.
I've heard a lot about that. I'm not sure I believe it.
Yeah, I heard things were rough there, too.
You think you know what's going on? It is not efficient for us to talk.
I've never...
Are you here to seek shelter or to cause problems? This area is a sanctuary for refugees. There's nothing here for reavers, recruiters, or troublemakers.
What's wrong with you? Have I done something to piss you off?
Call it experience, but those in need and those willing to help don't normally question my motives.
You're a berserker. Is Adan trying to conquer Abessa?
I don't answer to Adan. And these people belong to no faction. They belong only to themselves. I stand as their protector against anyone who would force them to do otherwise. My only connection to Adan is my magic. I wish it was more, but wishes don't make things so.
Are you always so edgy?
You know you wouldn't need to diffuse things if you didn't get people wound up in the first place. Damn, this is like being back in Goliad all over again.
What brought you out here?
This is a place away from the war. A place people could make up their minds without being pressured to join one of the factions. If the people here wanted to join a faction, they would have. But some people aren't ready for that. Or they've been cast out. They have to go somewhere.
So there's no faction in charge here?
Well, the clerics keep order, but it's not like the Horde where entry means you have to join them. Here you can forget about factions.
Have you been exiled from Goliad?
Exiled? No. There are those in Adan who want to use my magic for their own purposes. Ever since my power started to grow, they changed me. Their mana changed me, and that change just won't stop. I'm becoming stronger and stronger. It is terrifying.
If that's true, why don't you use your power?
I do, I have. But sometimes it overwhelms me. That's why I fight alone. If I lose control of a spell, there's a chance I could kill anyone and everyone around me. The warlords wanted to test me. Try my powers, to harness them. Now I need to find a solution myself. But to do that, I need to study the properties of Elex, to learn more about it.
I could use someone like you.
Use? There's a word I've heard too much. Well, count me out. I'm not interested in being used.
I could help you.
What do you know of what I need? What do you know of how to help me? Elex marks people. Mana, chems, exposure from food tainted by it. It stays with people. You have its mark on you. You're different somehow. What is it about you?
I took Elex in the past. Is that what you're seeing? Or is there something else?
Took it? You were fed it? You were an Alb soldier. Well, it seems we have something in common. We've both been fed Elex in one form or another. It's changed us. And neither of us know what that means we are now.
What do you think? My offer still stands.
And what exactly is it that you're planning?
I am going to end this war by taking the fight to the Elexitors. And I'm trying to put together a group skilled enough to win that fight.
And you think I'll take part in this?
In return, I will help your quest to find the Elex you're searching for. Then you can improve your magical abilities. You said yourself, the longer you are here, the more you fear your powers will overwhelm you. The longer you stay here, the more danger you put these people in. If you really want to protect them, you need to leave.
Even if that's true, why should I leave with you?
I was an Alb. I know Elex and I know magic. I know the impulses that follow you even during sleep. I know the nightmares and the problems of trying to control power that really wants to control you. And I know what it's like when all that is taken from you. We can help each other.
And it's not like I have other options. Not in the long term. You're right. I'm hiding from it here. I need to get out there and find a real solution. I'll wait by the main gate, and we'll see if your actions can match your words. You should stock up here before we go.
I will meet you by the gate.
Just don't keep me waiting, or you might find I changed my mind.
Yeah, good job.
Stop being an asshole.
Why torture you?
It is not efficient for us to talk.
Fuck all of them. I hope they drown in their own shit.
Oh, that was a serious waste of time, wasn't it?
You were lucky.
Yeah, well, maybe I got lucky.
You should go to the camp in Idan.
Of course.
What kept you?
I'm here now.
So you are. And are you planning on telling me where you've set up camp or what comes next? Or do I have to wait for that too?
Okay, I'll tell you what's happened so far.
You've done a lot, but you still have got a lot of work ahead of you. Or we have.
And we're not going to get where we need to without a jetpack.
Don't worry, I know how to use one of those. I'll keep up with you. Now can we talk about my problem?
You said you wanted to study the properties of Elex. How will you do that?
I can feel the presence of Elex. Mostly where it's present in great quantities.
Like the converter?
You don't need any special powers to feel the Elex there. No, I'm talking about unrefined Elex. When it's raw, latent. I can learn more from it when it hasn't been altered. I want to explore Magalan and look for some large deposits of unrefined Elex.
Deposits? I thought Elex arrived with the comet.
You're right. Part of its power is that it isn't from here. I want to discover how it is spread across Magalan. But when it is processed by the Alps, the Elex changes. It becomes polarized. The transmuted form that the Berserkers get from their mana shrine changes it in similar ways. That keeps some of its power, but it's the Elex that came with the comet that I want to learn more about. I feel that there are secrets to learn about it. To understand those secrets, I need it untouched, pure Elex.
How do you want to find these large Elex deposits?
When the comet impact spread Elex across Magalan, it found its way everywhere. Into the seas, the rock, the air we breathe. But it is collected and concentrated in some places. I have felt the vibrations, the presence of these deposits. I want to track them down and examine them.
Where can you find this unrefined Elex?
The first deposit I'd like to investigate is north of the city of Abessa. I can show you.
If it's so close, why hasn't anyone else found it?
I don't know. Maybe because nobody can feel Elex like I can.
Your senses are better than Alp technology.
Come with me and find out.
All right, show me the way.
It's not far from the city. Follow me. There is a vast amount of Elex flowing into the sea. It washes out of the cliffs and the ground, and it flows out across the planet. Elex is everywhere.
But you still think we need to find concentrations of it?
Yes, from the moment the comet struck, Elex has been seeping into everything on Magalan. That makes the background noise from it hard to read. If I'm to learn more, we must follow those mutants to find where the Elex is coming from. We know where we have to go. I'll follow you this time. You did well. Look out! You'll get away with that. Keep close! Fight together!
Fucking elves. It'll cost all of us.
You want to cross him? You're crazy.
Watch that, whatever it is.
All that technology.
Put the weapon.
So you came through
aren't
for
that
Cooper?
stupid after all.
Yes.
Then it seems we can rely on you. And a good job is rewarded. That's how we do things in Tavar.
Now he's out. How are you going to get into the city?
Well, I was hoping Cooper was gonna sort that from the inside. But no dice. So, we're gonna have to wait for something to change in there. Something's cooking for sure. So we've just got to hope it comes to the boil soon. It's not like we can go back to Tavar. The Duke's never been keen on Baxter's old boys. So we're going to risk staying here a bit longer and hope the Alps don't march through here.
Get something to drink first.
Be careful.
Whatever it is. Watch that, whatever it is.
Look out!
Someone needs to go out there and kill every last raptor.
I need the shards. It's as simple as that.
Another beast!
Look out! The deposit must be here. I can feel the Elex in the ground.
And so what do we do now?
I must meditate. Wait over there. I need space away from you. That was what I was afraid of.
That doesn't sound good.
It's something I've suspected. why I came. It's the reason you're going to think I'm crazy. I could feel the Elex was communicating with me. Like it has a purpose. That it wants something from me, from the people on this planet.
Elex speaks to you?
I know how crazy that sounds, but it's true.
But it's a mineral. How can it want something? How can it speak to you?
That's one of the reasons I had to leave Goliad. It was like the Elex was screaming to me. I thought it was because of the mana they were giving me, but now I know it's something different.
So, you want to continue?
You said you would help me. That was our deal. Are you still up for this? Now you know how crazy my idea is?
Let's assume I believe you. What exactly do you think you heard?
I'm not sure. It wasn't words. More a sense of desire, of purpose. But it was fleeting, hard to catch. I think I need to find a bigger deposit of Elex. That might help me hear it more clearly.
Okay. What happens now?
We go Elex hunting. But first I need to return... home. I have to go to Edan, to one of our world hearts. The one south of the observatory, in the middle of Edan. Now I've heard it, sensed it here, I want to know if this is what I heard when I was close to large amounts of mana in Edan.
You said you felt something back then. Why would it be different now?
Because I need to be sure. I need to know I wasn't going crazy. Can't you see how important this could be? What this would mean for everyone?
You go. I'll meet you there when I can.
Right. See you in Edan.
talk later.
Good to see you.
Get out there and get something yourself.
Good to see you.
We'll talk later, yeah?
Yeah, not now.
I told you,
all right?
speak to Sestak. He's at our headquarters in the converter in South Abessa.
Tell me about the clerics.
We are the technologically superior of all the cultural and sociological subgroupings on Magalan, apart from the Albs. We believe in Kal Urn, who we serve in the hope of knowledge and freedom.
Who is Kalan?
Kal Urn is our god. He is... Well, we have little in the way of real data, but the teachings tell us much.
Teachings?
Yes, he teaches us about the importance of knowledge. But then knowledge always depends on context to have meaning. For instance, let me ask you, have you ever killed anyone?
Yes.
And that is morally wrong. I should be sad or angry. I should not wish to talk to you. And yet, I don't know why you killed that person. And I know most people out here have to kill to survive. Thinking is easy. Finding reliable data is the difficult part. Questions should come before decisions.
You're right. Too many people don't think.
Then I have found my role.
Follow me.
Okay. Man, can you imagine getting one of these things working? We could travel the whole planet in no time. You, me, the sound of the roaring engine. Just think, next time someone tried to kill you, we could just drive away instead of killing everything within a 2-kilometer radius.
My brother loved places like this. Only problem with structures like this that stand out in the landscape, everyone else can spot them too. We shouldn't hang out around here too long.
All right, if that's the way you want it.
I'll do it.
Asshole. All right then, fuck you.
Just give me a minute to calm down, will you? Calming. Calming. Whew. Shit. A moment longer and those cannibals would have had me over the fire. There's enough creatures out here trying to eat me without people trying it as well. Shit, shit! That's not something I want to go through again. Hell, you not got anything to drink, have you? Something to help a man get his head screwed back on?
No, I don't.
Me neither. Huh, look at the two of us. Almost eaten by cannibals and not a beer between us. You know, I've seen a lot of things out here. And I've learned a lot about Magalan's history. But cannibals? Phew. I haven't heard of anything like that since the dark days after the comet hit. Most of what we live on in Tavar is from the past. So history is profitable. Interesting, too. You should learn it.
What are you doing out here?
The light beacon. I've always been fascinated by them. They used to be a cry for help, or a way to give help, direction, guidance. I've seen leaders come and go in the fort, and there's only one constant. You have to rely on yourself. So, I look for ruins, visit the beacons, and I find things to earn shards, so I don't need anyone else.
Brave for someone at your age.
My age? Ha! Age is bullshit. Wrinkled or smooth-skinned, life throws the same shit at you. I know these lands better than to come alone. I was traveling with a pair of scrap collectors. They needed a lead. I needed some help. On our way there, we got ambushed by a group of clerics. I didn't want a chance to fight with them. They were much better armed. So I got out of there.
What happened to the scrap collectors?
They didn't make the same choice. That's the problem with some people of their age. They think every fight is winnable. They think running away is the wrong thing to do. Yet, here I am at my age. I just wish I'd had their legs for running. The clerics caught up with me and took me prisoner. I'm here, aren't I? I waited until it was dark and I got out. I guess they thought I was too old to guard. And I got away with their leader's weapon. I think that must have made them angry. Now those clerics are out hunting for me. You can hear their horns. That's why I thought I'd head for the beacon. Get some scrap, and get myself back to Tavar. Shards would mean safety. But you know what happened next? Damn Reavers. Life sure is cheap out here.
Tell me about Magalan's past.
Gladly. What would you like to know?
Tell me about the factions.
Well, their recent history. I mean, they only came about after the comet hit. Before that, there were countries and governments. Millions of people organized into groups. Nothing like now. But the comet destroyed all that. There aren't really records from after the comet hit. No one was writing things down. They were just trying to survive. No leaders. All the things they relied on to survive had gone. But it didn't take long for people to form groups to get resources. And it didn't take long for those people to start fighting. All factions think they've got ways to save us. They're all just ways people are trying to survive.
So, there are a lot of gaps in your knowledge of history?
Well, some. There were more records kept during the territory wars. That was once the factions had formed and started fighting each other. I guess as soon as you're a group, you want to start keeping a history of who you are. History becomes more important. Anyway, instead of fighting over 1 or 2 tins, the factions started fighting over land. Elex. Resources. Any small factions that were left got absorbed or destroyed. I mean, these people were survivors, so you'd think that's what they'd want. To survive. Instead, there were yet more deaths. There aren't numbers, but I'd guess at least half of those still alive were killed. But that's just a guess. Finally, the people in charge realized the cost was too high, so they formed a council, the Great Council of Magalan, and made a non-aggression treaty.
A non-aggression treaty? That doesn't seem to have worked.
Well, peace is always fragile. The Berserkers and Clerics have totally different ideas about Elex and technology, for a start. But after all the deaths, the factions knew they risked their own destruction if they fought anymore. So, the peace lasted, more or less. There are always some hotheads, some isolated clashes over resources. But the leaders brought their people back into line. All the factions rebuilt their lands, worked on their own rules.
I've heard enough.
At least you did listen. That's not always the case today.
Give me the cleric's weapon.
Why should I give it to you?
Because you're a survivor, and you don't want to get me pissed.
All right. I don't really need this thing anyway. I'll make you a trade. Some shards for me, a shiny cleric's weapon for you.
You want pain? I'll think about it.
Sure. You take your time.
Give me the cleric's weapon.
Why should I give it to you?
What goods have you got?
Understood.
So, that creature down to me, is it?
Give me the cleric's weapon.
Why should I give it to you?
Here, take your shards.
Here, take the weapon.
How long are you going to stay here?
I think I will get comfortable here. Maybe I'll even get this light tower working. A man needs something to do in life.
Is there something you need?
No, I'm okay. Don't waste your time on my old bones. The only thing I'm interested in is stories. And I don't think you are the storytelling type.
correct. I don't have time to share stories.
Man of the sword and not the word. Well, I won't keep you any longer.